let's start down here. I could do like a tutorial. So here's the castle. So what we did was we decided that this was a really good spot. Everything at the beginning areas were right in the middle. So getting to the beginning bosses is kind of like going this way or going this way. There still is some map that I need to unlock though. Some map that I haven't explored, so I might actually fly around with the bat for a little bit and open up the rest of this map. There's a few locations that I still haven't done yet. Like that right there. That's weird. Maybe that's where the toad boss is, because otherwise why? But yeah, we'll probably go out with bat form and unlock the rest of this stuff. The rest of the map. But anyway, so what we decided to do was we put the first castle, the starting castle, right here in the middle, so that the beginning bosses, whether we need to go this way or this way, it wasn't too far to go. Because even with wolf form, it takes a little bit of time to get to each side of the map. And then we also built outposts here in the Cursed Forest and here in Silverlight Hills. Now for the Cursed Forest, the reason we put our castle here, our outpost, was so that we could send servants right in here to get the silkworm, because that is what we needed for the endgame armor. And the reason that we did that was kind of like a circle effect, because we already had gone here and farmed the weapons and the armor, the endgame weapons and armor materials that we needed for them. And so next it was our servants. We wanted our servants to be the same level as us, level 80, so that they could go in there with it. We could set them to go in there at the smallest amount of time, which is 2 hours, and then come back alive. And so our two servants over here are equipped with end level weapons and armor. And it's the same with Silverlight Hills. These guys over here are also equipped with end game weapons and armor. And so we did that so that we could also send them in there to get silver ore and get golden jewelry and get fresh fish and fish oil, so that we could work on the prisons and get the 100% bloods going, so that we could fight the end game bosses. And that's where we're currently at. We just have like 4 or 5 more bosses to kill, and then we're done. And so that's what that is. That's why this castle's it stayed here, because we also, these guys don't have end game level weapons and armor, but they're close. But we didn't need to have them equipped with end game weapons and armor, because we're just sending them in either this area or the Dunley farmlands. So we made sure that they had enough weapons and armor that was high enough level to survive those areas, but they don't need to be end game weapons and armor to survive those areas. Even when we sent them in the hardest area in this whole entire part between Farbane Woods and Dunley Farmlands, right here, the Dunley Monastery, it's the hardest place for a servant to survive and come back. Even then, we were sending them there, and they were coming back alive with no problem. And like I said, we don't have them equipped with endgame weapons and armor. We have them equipped with an endgame weapon, but, you know, not the best necklace, not the best armor. But I forgot last night, I decided while I was waiting for other materials to be made for the end level weapons for the other characters, I ended up making these characters sanguine weapons. I forgot that I did that completely, because I was just trying to consume time instead of standing there and waiting the whole time for the stuff to be made. I was also making them that just to consume time. I forgot all about doing that. So yeah, my bad. They do have end level weapons, but not because they don't need them, or not because they need them, because I was bored and waiting for other things, waiting for the end game armor materials to be made. But anyway, let's go back here. Hey Slim, how's it going? Let's go back here, and so we'll start here. These were copper gates, but I upgraded them to iron gates, and I do like the copper gates. I like the way they look and stuff, so I did leave the copper gates over there, and we'll get to that. But I made these gates this way so that the horses couldn't like really get out of here. So the horses are still in here. I'm gonna check these horses, because I've never checked them, so I have no idea if they have water. Somebody equipped them with water, which is good. Okay, so I don't have to worry about them for 74 hours, so we're good on the horses. But yeah, I made this the stables. I tried to make it as close as I could. Like, you don't have troughs in this game for the horses, so I just put up wells. It was close enough, as close as I could get. And I went with wood because I wanted it to be like a barn aesthetic, but you don't have an actual barn type look. Like, we don't have barn wallpapers. They really didn't do much with the wood part of the building in this game. It was mainly around like putting up stone castle stuff. But yeah, I made like a little walkway here and a little walkway that loops all the way around to the side door over there. And then if you go through the side door, you can actually leave the castle. This is like the back end of the castle. So the back and the other side's the front, in my opinion. And replaced all this with iron. Maxed out the castle heart, so I had enough room to do everything that I wanted to do. But made a two-sided outdoor fireplace. Put up some roses, some flying chandeliers, and a couple statues. And then this is right here, and the reason this is wide open is for the other two of this right here. So you get this from the 3 endgame bosses. The other two will go over in that open area right there. That's why it's open. And then this is the first garden, the main garden, where all like the endgame materials, or close to endgame materials, are. And some of the materials are for potions as well. And then like I left the copper fence this way because I just thought it went more with like a tomb type of feel type of thing. And then also have the vermin nest in here as well with the tombs. And so yeah, and we'll start over here. Start with the throne room. So I put it up like, you know, this is where visitors would feast and stuff. Kind of like more like an RP type of feel to it on top of the base game. Having this set up this way. Yeah, I have Twilight being here. Like, this is where people would walk up. Like, the way I set the throne room up is, let's say we're out in the world and somebody comes up to us and asks us for help, and we tell that person, come to our castle, you can tell us what's wrong, and we'll go on like a mission to help you. And I'm hoping this is something they consider adding into the game, where like the servants, for example, like the servants will have quests and they'll be like, hey, my family, before you turn me into a servant, they're in danger of this or that or whatever, another vampire or something, and you get a quest to like try and rescue them. If they came to me with the quest, they would come up here and I would be the one sitting in the throne because I'm the one that got that quest. And then me, like my brothers, we'd be sitting next to. So it's another thing. I hope they add the ability to sit in these chairs, and so we can do more like, you know, an RP type thing, and have like a quest system with our servants or with people out in the world. If they need help, like, you can choose to destroy them or be friendly, helpful vampires. And maybe, like, because you do that, you'll have a system where the towns become nice to you and they, like, provide resources for you at, like, discounts and stuff. Instead of having to kill everybody, you can just trade with some of them and whatnot. That would be a really cool system. But anyway, that's the way I set it up. So, like, if Charles, for example, got the quest, he would be the one sitting in the throne and I'd be sitting in the chair. So more like an RP thing right now, but definitely some things for them to consider doing in the game to, like, expand the game, like having side quests rather than just main quests, like, you know, killing the bosses and drinking the blood of Solaris the Immaculate. That's an end game quest. Like, that would be considered the main quest. It'd be really cool to have, like, side quests in this game. It would expand the time that we would play this game. But then this is the second garden. I have the fountain here. This is where I got all the water for our water potions. Put down a garden here, a bit of a garden over there. The reason this is blocked off is I couldn't remove this big boulder, so I couldn't put any more down right there, so I just fenced it off. And I was thinking about trying a giant bomb there and seeing if I can destroy that. Maybe I can, I don't know. We'll see. And then a little bit of hallway, like the hallway that hallway leads into the living quarters and the library, and then this one leads into where everything is made. And so we have all the garden resources here, and then the blood right here, because the castle heart is right there. So I wanted it kind of out of the way, but still in the hallway. I didn't want it in the actual living quarters right here. And then right here being the library, I didn't want to put the blood, like the bookshelf for blood over here in the library. That didn't really make much sense to me. But yeah, blood altars in the living quarters. A little RP setup right here. And then if we go up here, this is where I put our coffins and another, like, kind of like a living quarter where we all relax and hang out. And same with the servants. This is where they would, like, mainly relax and hang out and stuff. And then our coffins, the servant coffins. And this, I just did this because I didn't know what to do with that space. I wanted the coffins to be equal, but I didn't want to take that space away. So I wanted to do something with it, so I just kind of made it like a secret room and put a chest in here. There's nothing in it, but maybe eventually we'll put some goods in there or something. But yeah, just like a little secret room, just for fun, to consume the space. And then down in here, oh yeah, and also I went with the white brick. I like the way it looks. So the outside of the castle is actually all white brick, except for the entrances are black brick. I thought that would be kind of cool. But yeah, over here, here's like one little tip for everybody. You don't have to, like, build a tailoring bench and then completely close off that tailoring bench. Each one of these has a thing, like, has matching floor. If you hover over it, it will tell you that you'll get a bonus for closing off that room and having a tailor's floor. So closing off the room with the same thing. So the loom also has tailor's floor. So the looms, the tannery, and the tailoring bench all get the bonus from being enclosed and having the tailor's floor. So I made them all in the same room and closed off that room and made them all have the tailor's floor. So now all of these have the bonus in the same room. They don't need to be closed off individually. You could just do them in groups like this. Same with these two. Both of them get the bonus from this floor. The Regulus's pattern. So that's why those two are closed off here. And the same thing with the forges, with the alchemy table, the forge stuff. So all of this gets the bonus from the forge. And then these 3 in here all get the same bonus from the workshop floor. So just, you don't have to do each individual table, or, you know, like the sawmill. It doesn't need to be by itself in its own room. You can just put them all together and make one room for everyone that gets the same bonus from the same floor. But yeah, and then the Devourer doesn't get a, it just says increases crafting and refinement rate when placed within an enclosed castle room. So that's all you have to worry about with the Devourer. And then we got the teleport, the Waypoint Teleporter here. And then you enter out here and you're by the horse stables. So, yep, that's the castle.